What is up, guys? Yes. What is up, guys? I hope you guys are pumped. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to actually advertise your CBD brands without using Facebook ads. So I hope you are ready. What is up, guys? All right, guys, welcome back. Today is going to be a very, very special training. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to actually advertise your guys' CBD brands without using Facebook ads. So I hope you are ready. We're going to dive right in. It looks like we got tons of people on here live. That's what's up, guys. Way to show up on time. Woo! All right, guys, we're going to be sharing our screen. If you guys are on here live, thank you for joining me. Man, that's cool to see all you guys popping up. I can't see your guys' names on there. Otherwise, I would say hello. Oops, that's a little jumping ahead of where we're going. Let me go back. Okay, so if you guys are on the live training, give me a thumbs up. Give me some fire if you guys are watching on YouTube. Guys, what is up? All right, so here we are going to do today's lesson. And I'm going to make sure you guys can see. I am sharing my screen. We are a go. And perfect. I love it. All right, so here we go. Thank you guys for joining. My name is Jeff Caldwell. We are going to be doing the secrets to advertising your CBD products without using Facebook ads. And why do I say without using Facebook ads, right? So before you get all mad at me and say, but Jeff, my whole business is all about advertising for Facebook or something, or that's the only place I could buy ads. I just want to let you know, I have ran into a problem. I love Facebook, right? I love Facebook, right? Facebook, my friend. However, they don't like me slinging my CBD. Right, so I have been shut down, right? I have had my ads account shut down multiple times, and it just got to the point where I said, you know what? I need to find a way, instead of just trying to find a solution, what if there's just a whole better solution? What if there is a way that exists outside of Facebook ads, right? And so that is what we're going to be talking today. As you guys can see, a lot of people Google how to advertise CBD on Facebook. Probably one of the most searched things on Google. That's why it pops up at top, right? When it comes to advertising your CBD products. And so guess what? I'm going to teach you how to do it without it, right? Guess what? Yes, you can. And eventually, sure, Facebook might allow it, right? But guess what? Facebook also goes down, right? So I'm going to teach you something that whenever Facebook allows us to advertise, right? I'm going to love it, right? I promise I'm going to love it. Whenever Facebook allows us to advertise, believe me, like I'm going to be the first guy in line. However, until then, we need to find a better place, right? So what you'll be learning today, right? If you are taking notes, what you're going to be learning today is how to advertise your CBD products without using Facebook ads, right? And I'm going to go through as far as this is going to be how to advertise from any website, with any website, right? And I'm going to really show you how you can grow this, right? And so, and what you need to do and have in place before you ever start buying ads, right? So, all right, so who is this training for, right? So if you're a beginner and you have a CBD company, or you're looking to start a CBD company, and you're looking to build your websites, and you know you're going to want to buy ads soon, you know you're going to want to learn how to advertise, you know you're going to want to get your products out, or this is somebody for an advance. You already have a company set up, you already have a product set up, you already have a brand, and now you're actually trying to buy more traffic to your website, or you're actually trying to get your website to make it profitable to buy traffic, right? So this is what we're going to be talking about, how to make your website profitable, right? If you guys stay to the end, right? So here's the thing. If you guys stay to the end, I'm going to show you guys how you can get a free coaching session with one of our coaches at Hemp Marketing University, showing you guys how you could implement everything that we teach today on that call, okay? So remove any distractions, grab your business partner, or grab your spouse, whatever decision makers you have in your business, or your marketers or your team. Make sure you guys take notes, whoever is on your team, right? You might even like send the link to, whoever, if you have virtual teams, and make sure they're all watching this at the same time, all right? So make sure you guys doing this together so you guys are all on the same page. All right, and what is my goal for this, right? What is my goal for this webinar, for this training? All right, what is my goal for you, right? I want to be able to show you, all right, my goal to show you is buying ads, right? When you're purchasing advertising, it really is a math equation, right? A math equation. And if you could understand that math equation, you can buy ads from any website. Right? I'm talking any website you can start buying ads from if you could figure out the math equation, right? So this is what I'm going to be showing you guys today. All right, so how did I learn this, right? All right, so my name is Jeff Caldwell. I am that beautiful lady on the right. I'm the guy on the left. I was a medic. I was a medic in the Army. I used to work in the firearm industry, right? So there was a point in my life that I ended up looking at my firearms. I cannabis. So here's the cool thing, right? Like when I got out of the military, right? I ended up gaining a ton of weight. I was an extreme angry atheist, and I ended up gaining a ton of weight. And my wife, she ended up saying, "Hey, man, you got extremely fat," and ended up one day didn't want to have sex with me, right? So I ended up trying cannabis, and it completely changed my life, right? I ended up starting to exercise. I ended up starting to work out. I ended up starting to really change my life. And it got to the point where it was like, wow, like I'm in the firearm industry. I used to take photos for like firearms and guns. And then I also had my cannabis. And so I realized I didn't want to be in the firearm industry anymore. And so I ended up leaving, right? And I went out on my own. I started trying to do stuff on my own. I left the firearm industry, tried to dabble into the cannabis industry. However, I had no money. I had no customers and no security, right? So I literally went from having a stable job in the medic, working as a family-owned business in the firearm industry, and then I was out on my own, right? So I pretty much had no money, no customers, and no security. And quickly, I realized the life of an entrepreneur. Right. I actually had one of the hardest days of my life. This is a picture of my whole family trying to put on a smile besides one. And this was the day that my internet got shut off, right? And so you could imagine having internet businesses and your internet getting shut off. My whole life felt like it was in a tumble. But this is the day I actually had to go file for food stamps. And so it was one of the hardest days of my life. We ended up having to move out of that house that we were in not very long after. And so literally I had to figure something out, It took me over a year to figure out what I'm about ready to teach you guys, right? So I'm very passionate about this. And so I ended up having to move into my father-in-law's house. And but then here's the thing is somebody told me about a math equation, right? This is why I'm so passionate about this, because somebody told me about this simple math equation on the internet, right? And inside, right? So somebody told me about this math equation. Here's a picture of me and my father-in-law's garage. And you guys can see I was drawing little things on the board, literally mapping out an entire math equation, right? Like I was creating this, right? So I was creating inside here a $7 product, right? This is what I was working on. And I remember every day people would come in the garage, my father-in-law's friends, and they would say like, "Hey, like, what are you working on? You're always working on stuff. Like, you're not really making money." Right? I was still broke, right? I didn't have a job, and they really were pressuring me, right? And so, yeah. And so here's the thing is I created a $7 website, right? After somebody taught me this math equation, right? What I'm going to teach you guys today, after somebody taught me a simple math equation, I went back to the drawing board and I created a $7 product, right? And then within 2 months, right? Within 2 months of creating that $7 product and learning that math equation, I actually hit $23,000 in sales, $23,178 in sales, right? And so I was officially able to move out. I was able to move out, right? And I no longer had to essentially be on welfare anymore, which is cool. They said I made too much money, which is cool. All right, so I ended up moving out, right? So I had this, but here's the thing: is it wasn't about that math equation. There's something else, right? The most important part of the math equation was something that was really important. After those sales, I ended up having 4,200 or more. I'm gonna let you know I did have more. I just thought that was a really good number. Email list of about 4,200 plus people on my email list after selling this product, right? So after making $23,000 in sales, I had 4,200 people. And after that, guys, I started selling them my CBD products, right? And so I literally started bringing those people, those 4,200 people on my email list, my customers, my email list, and I started talking to them on a regular basis and selling them my CBD products, right? So when we talk about advertising, I want to let you know that it's a long-term idea and mentality, but once you get this math equation, right? Can you imagine, let's just say this, right? Could you imagine having a website that pays you to get a customer, right? So it just pays you. You have a math equation in place and it pays you to get a customer. And then afterwards, you have that customer for life that you can sell your CBD products over and over to, right? Over and over again, right? You have that customer. You know that website is designed to produce customers for you that you can sell your CBD products, right? Like that's what essentially we are going to establish. That's essentially the key to advertising on any single website that you could ever imagine, right? So here is what I call the math equation of the internet. Dun, dun, dun. All right, the math equation of the internet. All right, so the math equation of the internet is very simple, and I try to break it down as simple as possible, even though it's not necessarily simple when you actually implement it, right? There's a lot of moving parts, and it's actually exciting. However, it's very basic when you look at this, right? So here's the math equation of the internet, right? You have your ad cost, right? Well, how much does it cost per click? How much does it cost to get one single visitor to your website, right? And then how much can your website turn that visitor into, like how many dollars does your website actually turn that visitor into? And the very last one is the multiplier, right? How do we follow up and earn, what's your earnings per average subscriber, right? And so this is where your follow-up is. This is where you can turn that subscriber into a repeat buyer or a lifetime customer, right? And so this is a huge deal with this. And so we are going to be breaking down all of this, of what this actually entails and how to implement it in your business. All right. So here are the 3 secrets to advertising in the CBD niche. I hope you guys are ready. Hope you guys are getting this. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. All right, so how do we alter, right? How do we alter the math equation of the internet, right? There's the question. All right, so very first thing is secret number 1, you're not supposed to run ads to your website, right? So that is a big deal. We're going to talk about that, how that's first step 1, all right, because we can control that. Secret number 2 is Facebook is not the only place to get traffic from, right? I'm going to show you guys some ad sources, show you guys how simple it is when you realize what traffic is, right? We're going to be talking about that. And secret number 3 is fortunes and in the follow-up. So learn how to automate it. I'm going to tell you guys why that in a second. All right, so secret number 1. All right, so you are not supposed to run ads to your website, right? So here's kind of the thing is one of my clients, they had a website and they were running ads to just right to their homepage, right? And the thing is imagine running ads to a homepage and just hoping that somebody's going to go through the process and buy your product, right? And so it's much better to have when we talk about having a math equation, we need to have a very controlled process, right? If somebody comes to your website and they click on the About Us and they're just hanging out on the About Us, they're not really buying, they're just like searching, checking, and they leave, right? They're probably not going to come back, right? So one of the very first things I ever did when I came into the cannabis space is I created a website, right? And it was called Free Gifts for Stoners. And I'm going to let you guys know right now, when I created this website, I thought just collecting emails was fantastic. I was like, man, like we need to build an email list. Like you got to have an email list, right? However, that was grossly wrong. Right? One of the things is I realized it's not about just building an email list. You actually have to put out an offer, right? So when I created the $7 product, it was the actual first time somebody actually took out their credit card and purchased something from me, right? And so a lot of times, one of my biggest mistakes when I early started is I was building giveaway websites. And it wasn't that giveaway websites weren't awesome. It wasn't that they didn't get people to join my list and it was the right type of people. Yes, and you can market to them. And I know that over long term, there is a math equation. However, when you're talking about buying ads, you can't just necessarily give something for free, right? So Free Gifts for Stoners didn't really work, right? That would end up me back in the poorhouse. So what I actually had to switch over to, right, was something called giving an offer, right? Actually giving an offer of what somebody wants, right? So what some of your products have. And so what I actually started doing, here's actually a giveaway, not a giveaway, a delivery service in Las Vegas, one of my clients, and they sell flour. And so they actually are delivering. And here's one of the things, when we were running ads to their website, they were getting, with their ads, they were running about $25 a day in advertising spend. And without changing anything to their ads, anything to that side and changing any ad spend, we just changed the process and the website that they actually landed on. From instead of trying to give something away for free or just hoping that they're going to buy from the website, we actually said, hey, here's what you got. Here's what you unlocked. Here is your deal. This is a website that has a math equation in it, right? So now there's nothing else for them to do besides buy these products inside this website, right? It's called a funnel, right? So there's nothing else they have to do, right? So completely different, right? So once we switched not from buying ads directly to our website and hoping that they're going to buy and it has everything, we actually built a landing page that has an offer that we could add, right? And here's one of the things, right? Whenever we sent traffic to this, after they said, hey, would you like an ounce? One of the very next questions we asked is, would you like also some gummies? Right? And so we increased the math equation. After we said, would you like some gummies? We're just like, wait, would you like another ounce? Right? And so we literally offered them 2 ounces within the same exact website, all within that same funnel. And it greatly increased our math equation, right? So we no longer were running ads to the website hoping that they were buying. We actually controlled the entire journey. And this client, they went from one sale every week to 1 to 2 sales every single day. Right, completely different, right? And here's the thing is their math equation, their ad cost, right? When we go back to here, their ad cost never changed. Their cost per click never changed. However, their earnings per click greatly changed because we controlled it on the website, right? It greatly changed, right? So that is secret number 1. You're not supposed to run ads to your website, right? So if you don't have that in place, make sure you have it in place. All right, secret number 2 Facebook is not the only place to buy traffic from, right? So that was kind of what the whole entire this training is about is, yes, you have to have your website in place, but it's not the only place to buy traffic from. And if you could realize what your offer is and you realize, let me show you guys this, right? So I started having CBD clients that would start to get traffic, and people would need other things for their businesses, right? So they actually started needing additional supplies. They needed to know where places to get white label products. They needed places where to get drop shipping. They needed places to get connected. And so what I did, right, I created what's called the Hemp Marketing University directory, right? And this is on the Hemp Marketing University page, or you can go to hmudirectory.com. And this is a website that literally just connects people that are wanting to get started or discover any professional that's in the industry, that serves in the industry. They can just search in here and they could find those businesses, right? So here's some screenshots of what it looks like just for one listing, right? This is one listing that got listed in the first 24 hours. They got 100, if you guys could see right here, they got 156 visits to their listing, right? So let's see if this is the next page, right? So let me show you guys, right? So here's the cool thing. When I created the directory, all you have to do, right? I'm gonna pop this off. I'm gonna go to the HMU directory, right? I'm gonna type in HMU directory.com. Right, so when I go to the Hemp Marketing University directory, when we first created this website, the very first month we created this website, we had 136 companies listed, right? That's 136 cannabis, CBD, professionals, businesses, excuse me, right? So we had 134 companies listed. The very second month, we had 34,000 visitors spread out over all of those companies, right? So here's the cool thing. We already have traffic on the Hemp Marketing University directory website, right? There's already people that are searching for CBD businesses. There are already people that are searching for products. There are already people searching for this, right? So if you guys check this out, right? You guys see this little banner ad, right? You guys see these products listings right here, how these companies are listed, right? All these companies did was put a basically digital billboard, right? They held up a digital billboard right here, and whenever you go to this website and you click on one of these links, right? So whenever you go to one of these websites, right? I'm just going to click on this native hemp, right? Because they got listed, right? They got listed on here. And you guys can see right here, I can click on this website, right? As soon as I click on this website, it instantly takes me to his website. You guys see how that's traffic? You guys see how like all this person is doing is standing. He's just standing in front. All he did was put his billboard, right? His banner, his company in front of traffic, right? That's all he did. I already have traffic on this website. All he did was stand here, right? All he literally did was put his company right here and get listed, right? And so I already have the traffic. So if he could stand in front of my traffic, well, guess what? He gets that traffic diverted to his website, right? He gets all that traffic sent over to his website. So you guys can see right here, we have page views, and it gets sent over to those views. So when you think of traffic and you think of other websites already have a ton, right? If you could understand, Facebook is not the only place for traffic. They're not the only place because that's where you see your friends on, because that's where you see the people on, right? Because that's where you see that. They are not the only places. There's other places that are looking. Because here's the thing, I have everything that you need to start a CBD or a cannabis and CBD business. Everyone that searches on my website is looking for bulk, right? They're looking for business to business, actual high ticket, like, hey, I'm looking to start an entire company, right? So this is what they're looking for, right? So here is one of the testimonies that was on here. This is a gentleman named Mark. Mark, just within his first week, look, right down here it says Mark and his company was listed just for a few hours after they got listed, right? When we talk about getting listed, you can see there on this graph on the top right, there's no traffic to this listing, and then all of a sudden they get listed and bam, there's traffic, right? And so all you have to do is get in front of people. So he had a business and I just put him in front of customers, and it's that simple. It could be something as simple as a banner ad, which all you have to do is put it on another website, or it could be getting something listed on an HMU directory, right? Here is one of, all right, you guys, some of you guys might remember the 2020 COVID pandemic shutdown, right? So this literally was a shutdown where you couldn't leave your house, right? And so what I realized, there's a lot of people that are going to be inside their house. And so I went and targeted an adult website for a local cannabis company here in Las Vegas. And guess what? That's a message to market match, right? I know a lot of people are going to be in their house looking at adult websites. And so guess what? I put a simple little, that you guys can see right here down right where it says 305 times, look, I have a pointer. Ooh, I could use a pointer. You guys see this? Oh, cool, I have a pointer. You guys see this? I have, back. 305 times 99, right? That's a dimension. That is a little tiny banner ad, right? So all I did is take a little tiny banner ad and I put it on a website, and within, you guys check this out, within, you guys can see this, this is within less than 45 days, we got 4,014,490 impressions on that ad, right? So that means 4 million people, right? This is a website that has not Facebook, right? Facebook, yes, they have traffic, right? But this is an adult website that has 4 million people. And if you guys see right here, this little thing that says geo, right? We are targeting, geo-targeting. That means location-based targeting, right? So if you own a retail shop or if you own a place that only has customers locally, right? We are geo-targeting a location that only has, like, we are only targeting Las Vegas, right? Does that make sense, right? So that's 4 million people, not in the United States. We're talking about 4 million people in the city of Las Vegas that we were able to get his ad in front of and drive over 2,000 visitors to his website during a pandemic lockdown, right? So try to think about that, right? So when we're talking about traffic, it's not about creating traffic. It's about standing in front of traffic where it already exists. Right, where it already exists. There's places that traffic literally already exists. You just have to stand in front of it, right? But here's the thing is, if you don't have an offer, if you don't have the very first thing, your website, if you don't have something that actually converts it into sales, you're never going to make money, right? The math equation is not going to work, right? So that's why we're talking about the math equation, right? Traffic exists. Traffic is not the issue, all right? Right, and here goes the thing. This is the multiplier, right? Secret number 3 is the multiplier, right? This is where you actually take all that traffic and the sales that you get on the front end, and you learn how to duplicate it and do it over and over again, right? So here's one of the things, right? When we say fortunes in the follow-up, so learn how to automate it, right? One of the things, when I used to work at the ammunition company, one of the very, very first things that they taught us was every Friday, we would type up an email saying, hey, this is what we loaded this week. Check it out. Here's a link to go buy it, right? And then inside that email would be a link to our products, right? So for you, think to your CBD products inside those emails once a week, right? You could schedule those out or hire someone to do them. Very simple, right? But once a week, we scheduled an email to go out every single Friday. Here's what we loaded. Here's the link to buy it. right? During that time, we had about 5,000 people on the list for the ammunition company. And every single time, the very first thing they would teach us, they would type up an email. So some days I didn't even feel like it, right? I would roll my face on the keyboard. I would just roll my face on the keyboard, and I would literally send out an email to my list and just here's a link, buy our stuff, right? And the thing is they would literally click on that link and go buy our products, right? Because we've already built that trust with them through the front end offer, through when they actually bought from the first time. And so when you're talking about ads, right? When we were driving traffic to this client, it's not about the sales that they make on the front end, right? Like, it's not about the sales that they're making on the front end. It's the fact that a lot of these people are going to reorder month after month after month from you, right? But the only way that they're actually going to do that is if you intentionally build the follow-up into the math equation, right? So like a lot of people say, oh, they're going to buy from me all the time, right? They're only going to buy from you if you remind them to buy from you on a constant basis, right? Like how many people love that they got a reminder email inside their email for this training, right? Like, hey, thanks for reminding me, right? Like that's the same thing. You need to remind your clients and your customers to come back and follow up with your products. And guess what? They'll gladly help. They'll gladly want to work with you. They'll gladly want to become a customer of your product over and over again, right? And so fortune is in the follow-up if you know how to follow that, right? Okay. Let me ask you guys a question. All right, so how many of you guys are excited for what we talked about? You're excited now. You know, all right, I know I need a website that has a math equation. I know that there's websites out there that can drive traffic. Hemp Marketing University directory is one of them. And last one, I know that I need to follow up with my customers. I'm excited, right? Here's the thing. You can go absolutely and go do this in your business, like run with this. But let me ask you, if it's okay with you, we're going to offer you guys a chance to take this information one step further, right? So some of you guys we're actually going to help you guys implement it, right? So here's one of my clients that literally implemented what I'm talking about. This was somebody that started from $13,000 a month. They were already kicking butt, right? They were already doing revenue. They went from $13,000 a month. We greatly, I'm talking greatly, changed their math equation, right? You guys can see we have earnings per click of $14 on this one. And here's what we did is we took them from $13,000. Right? We ended up taking them from $13,000 to $42,000 every single month that they were running with this, right? And so literally what we're trying to do with this, right? I'm going to exit this slide, right? So what we're trying with this is, right? So when you actually dive into your business, it's not about like what you have set up. It's figuring out where in that math equation do you need to adjust so you can actually start running ads profitably, right? And so is it getting your ads set up? Is it getting your website done? Is it getting your follow-up in process in place, right? And so some of you guys are on here. You can absolutely take this information and run with it, right? Take everything I've said and you're like, man, I got this. I'm already going to be able to build it. I'm already going to be able to implement it, all right? But there's some people, right? Some people that you guys actually want to see it done right. You guys want to take it to the next level. You guys want someone to walk you through. And so here's what I'm going to offer you guys. During this call, right? During this next 24 hours, I'm going to offer you guys a free 30 to 45 minute coaching session with one of my HMU instructors or myself. And you guys are going to be able to, we're going to deep dive into your business and we're going to figure out where you need to adjust your math equation so you could start running ads and having a customer list for your business also, right? And so below this video is actually a link. It's going to pop up a application. Well, first you're going to pop up a calendar so you can actually pick what's best time. And then after that, you're going to actually see an application to apply to actually fill out an application for this coaching call. And then within the next, you're going to pick the time to talk to us. We're going to jump on our call and we're actually going to deep dive in your business, figure out what you need, and see how we can help you. And here's the cool thing is, as you're going through, we have a couple different options. You're going to be able to tell us, do you want a done-for-you solution? Do you want coaching? Or do you want someone to actually come in your business, take it over, and do this whole thing for you? And so let us know. And until then, guys, I'm excited. I hope you guys got a ton of value from this training. Make sure you guys go fill out that free coaching call, right? And then, guys, as always, I love you. Hemp Marketing University.